Hey guys, it's me, Abacus here. I am talking on my mobile phone right now, so it's probably a bit blurry. I wanted to talk about neurological disorders in general. I know in a lot of my videos you guys see me, it's like I blink a lot and I have facial tics. That is not a facade, it is a real thing. It's called Tourette syndrome. And I was bullied about it a lot in school, along with my other ones that I've had. I had a lot of bullying in school and not really a lot of the support from family. My grandparents were probably my biggest ones, my biggest supporters. And needless to say, it was hard to make friends. And because the first thing usually they would ask was, why are you blinking your eyes so much? What's wrong with your face? With Tourette syndrome, it's not necessarily cursing or just verbally. No, mine mostly consists of facial movements. Now, when I was younger, my arms would do some movements, but now it's just mainly my face. But I will be in the middle of talking, and I'll have an episode where I just have a whole bunch of them at once, where I blink my eyes, and I just distort my face, and it is rather painful. But you can't help it. It's kind of like holding back a sneeze. You can you can mask it as much as you want, and you can hold it for as long as you want, but it eventually gets to the point where you have to get it out. You have to get it out. It's like something is tapping that nerve on the brain that's making you go, like seriously. And along with my ADHD, like autism, ADHD, OCD, Tourette syndrome, and I do have a learning disability, especially when it comes to numbers. And I have a plethora of others. Just to tell you, chances are, if you have a sum of those disorders, you're more than likely autistic, ADHD, or both. Because autism and ADHD do overlap, and those disorders come with them too. Even autism, you have tics. Especially ADHD, you have tics. It's more common to have Tourette syndrome and have ADHD. And it's more common, I think, I want to say it used to be more common in boys, but it's because girls, we can mask very well. Like, it is amazing how much I have masked. But let me tell you, it comes with a big cost. You're worn out, you have meltdowns, and you want to be as normal, you want to feel as normal as possible. You really do. And I know a lot of people, this is like a trend thing right now, but I'm actually really happy about it. Because when I was little, and I was bullied a lot in school, I was bullied a great deal. I would sit in my bed crying at night, and I would think about trends. And I was like, I don't even know, it'd be so cool if if my disabilities that I have can become a trend, like people would start admitting and be more accepting and be more willing to learn about them. But I honestly thought in my mind, that's not going to happen. It's too weird. A lot of people just they don't accept it, period. And when they think of disorders, they think of the slur word and things like that, and that just shows their ignorance on neurological developmental disorders and other disorders in general. Just because you have neurological disorders or even a learning disability, that doesn't mean, I don't like that word. But it actually, most of these people who do have them are quite gifted, or at least they are gifted in a number of things, more so than other things. For instance, I am blind in one eye. I was born like that, was born without a retina. I can draw and paint really well, but it is very hard to see depth perception. And on top of that, the good eye I have does have tunnel vision a bit. It is very hard to see depth perception. I can't watch 3D things to 2D, I don't see it. And the glasses, I don't see it. I have to look in both to see what's going on, and I still don't get it. I have to ask. And it is hard. I mean, it is extremely hard, especially when you're doing a video and you're in the middle of a conversation and your ADHD kicks in and it's like, okay, done. Yeah. That's about how it goes. Because I had a point of where I was going, but I I don't prep for videos because I feel like if I do prep, I get more nervous about it. But now I see all these other people posting about their issues and posting about their disabilities, and while other people think they're just saying it, I'm just like, thank God it did happen. You know, because I was born in '89. I'm basically a '90s kid. You didn't talk about stuff like that. They had really no idea what ADHD was. I was blessed to get a diagnosis in kindergarten, and that's only because I had to repeat. I would do well on one test. I'd do really good on it, and then I would take it another time, and something in my brain, like especially if I was like with autism, if I was just having sensory, no matter how hard I tried to concentrate, I couldn't do it. And it got so bad to where I couldn't sit still. I got in trouble a lot. Hell, the teachers even like put my name on the board twice. And you know, the first time they put my name on the board, I already had three checks, so it was confusing. If you know, you know. So I am really happy that people are now starting to come out with their disorders. I can't really see people like faking them just because they come with a lot of downfalls, a lot. And I can't see people wanting that and wanting to fake that. And I mean, a lot of people just post like the good stuff about it, or they hide the episodes they have. But the you know, the minority of the people who even post the good days and the bad days, that's amazing to me, especially because not only do you see that we're also human and we also enjoy the same things as regular people do, and our brains are wired differently, and we have so much to deal with in our heads. And on top of that, we have a lot of people that are not really accepting of us. And for that being said, I don't like boasting about things, but like, oh yeah, my blind eye, for instance, I can't see depth, but I can draw and I can paint really, really well, and the details in it are amazing. You would think that I wasn't blind. So I mean, it's like every person is usually pretty gifted in a lot of things, or just one thing and less of the other things, if you get what I mean by that. And it's just like, even when I was younger, I did not like being told I couldn't do something because of my oddities. And the doctors were actually very impressed of all the stuff that I did do and I could do. I was a very smart kid. I mean, I'm still like intelligent, I guess, but you know, I'm not a savant or anything, but yeah, most of us, yes, we are quite intelligent. And I think a lot of that comes from just thinking outside of the box, being that our brain is wired a bit differently. We tend to think differently, therefore we come up with other solutions. And to the people who really aren't as accepting of it, how do you think you read fantasy? Like, where do you think your fantasy books come from? Where do you think musicals come from? Half of the creative side, like the arts people there, they are neurodivergent. And like I said, and usually with neurodivergency, like ADHD, autism, you have a plethora of other disorders like OCD and excuse me, body dysmorphia. It, like, the list goes on and on. And chances are, if you were diagnosed with all of those disorders except autism, you need to go you're autistic. But that's fine though. I have grew up always hating myself, and and it's like I went to school and was extremely bullied, and it's like I went home and the problems I had, it's like it never went away. And it created a lot of problems. A lot of people who have these disorders, especially like the 90s kid, like back when stuff like this was not common, a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, suicidal ideation, excuse me. Oh, and I also had a speech impairment. My anxiety, especially when I was in kindergarten, would get so bad, my Tourette's would act up, and it actually started affecting my speech. So I started to stutter. I had the perfect, oh my God, I loved my speech teacher, because it seems like how she helped me, it was amazing. Like, she did this thing where she would go, easy speaking voice, and it's like, I kind of wonder if having speech impairments like stutters and stuff like that come more from the nervous system, like anxiety and stuff like that, because I started doing that one thing and my stuttering stopped. I mean, I still I still mess up here and there, but I mean, it's cool with me. And now it's kind of like I embrace more of who I am, and you should too. You are beautiful inside and out. I have so many friends that that don't even have disorders, that just they generally do not like who they are, and I'm like, you are beautiful. And it's like, I'm not good with like beauty standards and stuff like that, but with other people, I think everybody's pretty, because everybody has like one feature on them that is amazing, like immaculate. It could be your nose, your eyes, your lips, or just your jaw. I mean, it's something up there. And like, that's what I see. And, I don't think there necessarily is the most, something up like the most prettiest woman in the world, the most handsomest man. Because everybody, I mean, if you put us all together, we're beautiful in our own way, like, and it's visible. And even so, our personality makes up for it too. So, I mean, how can you truly say, who's pretty and who's not? Who's smart and who's dumb? Those are very, very ableist words. And people use them without thinking. That's like, I call it like I think it's called a misnomer. It's the opposite of what you're saying. Or like, you get it. So, I just wanted to tell you this. It was just like a random thing that came up, and I have to go, but I will see you guys later. And if whoever watches and likes this, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys stay well.